How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be reviewing a TV show. Some of you may have heard it, some of you may have not heard it. We're going to be reviewing Aggretsuko Season 1. It's on Netflix right now. It's an anime made by the same company that makes Hello Kitty, so created by the Sanrio company. So yeah, I'll just get right into it. I have my notes written down here, so I might be reading some of my notes. Sorry for that. So we start off with Retsuko. She is starting her new job. She's super happy to start off the new job, but she twists her ankle, and then we get her secret, her deep dark secret of no one knows what she does. Talk about that more in the later part of this episode. We jump to 5 years later, where she wakes up miserable to her alarm going off, which is all of us when we work, right? So anyways, she does her hair and makeup, she gets dressed, eats breakfast, leaves for work. She gets on the really, really crowded subway. She gets greeted by her work friends in the work changing room when she gets there. When she gets there, though, we see that she forgets to wear her regular shoes and she is just wearing, like, flip-flops. So, we also learn that Retsuko is in charge of planning a party on Friday. The boss makes her mad, but she doesn't show it externally. She shows it internally, like we all do when we get mad, usually. Until she can make it to the bathroom, and then her secret goes up. In the bathroom, she pulls out a mic and she like screams out this death metal song, which that's what she does when she's mad. That's how she vents. And her boss gives her, after she gets back, he gives her a bunch of extra work, and she needs it done by the end of the day. So you know what she does? She does it. She stays later, super late, and then the episode ends with her at the karaoke club she goes to singing death metal. So we open up with episode 2. Retsuko is shopping. She gets interrupted by by one of the workers, which makes her mad. She runs into one of her old friends. They have a nice chat. That's it. She wakes up the next morning and she goes off to work with a bunch of extra work to do. She keeps having to do other people's work. She asks for help and they refuse. She gets mad and she goes and sings in the bathroom again. When she hears her lazy boss and his brown noser saying they need a vacation because, you know, that's what bosses do. They do minimal work and want the extra vacations. Everyone keeps calling her super responsible and basically a pushover. She gets mad at that. And then one of her friends asks her to hang out and have food and drinks after work. And tries to convince her to start a business with her on an imported goods store. And that's how the episode ends. Episode 3. Retsuko gets interviewed on TV about annoying bosses, and she basically destroys her boss and everything wrong about him. Retsuko keeps daydreaming about the store because who wouldn't want to get a better job and do something you'd rather do than being stuck in the job that you're stuck in. one of Retsuko's coworkers sees the interview and knows it's her. And yeah, Retsuko finally stands up for herself when one of her bosses gets mad for doing one of her tasks. Excuse me. Retsuko gets told by Puko that she will stop by. The shop will only be online and not an actual store. She gets really disappointed again, and then a rumor starts that Retsuko is quitting the company. She gets pulled into her boss's office and gets a lecture about her notice. That's how it ends. Episode 4. Retsuko goes to a wedding and gives 30,000 yen and instantly regrets it because she doesn't have a lot of money. Later on in the episode, her boss piles on a ton of extra work. She hides to eat her meal at work because she's embarrassed that it's only bread and mayo, because that's all she can afford right now because of the wedding present she gave out. She then gets a phone call that the married couple divorced the next day, which makes her extremely mad. She decides to try and change her life around and get a husband. So she thinks going to yoga will help her there. She sees two people from work there and gets super flustered, but they introduce themselves. Episode ends there. Episode 5 opens up with Retsuko in her karaoke room singing her heart out. She then goes to yoga class and is feeling the pain after class. Retsuko gets invited to go eat with her friends from work, but she refuses at this time. Next yoga class, her new friends are walking with her friends to the train station. They walk by the karaoke place she usually goes to. They ask her if she sings karaoke often. She denies it because she doesn't want to admit her secret. They ask Retsuko to go first. She tries to prick a song that's not metal. One of the girls remembers a note she got from the yoga instructor. It was a song number. She decides to input it in for Retsuko to sing. It's a metal song. And here she goes to sing. The two friends just dance in the corner of the room as she sings, and they're amazed at her singing and want to imitate it. That's it for episode 5. Episode 6 opens up with Retsuko and the two ladies at the karaoke bar, and Retsuko talking about her dream about getting married and not working. The two ladies tell her everything wrong with that plan. She gets to work the next day, and Mr. Tun bullies her, asking for tea all day, plus all Tun's suck up join in to ask her for stuff. Retsuko invites the girl that flirts with Tun all the time to try to get pointers on how to do it. Retsuko tries to do the same thing with her boss, and he ends up thinking that she's making fun of him. Washimi backs up Retsuko with how she's getting treated by her boss to the head of the company. Retsuko thanks Washimi for what she said. Tun gets talked to by the boss and gets extremely irritated by it. End of episode 6. Episode 7. It opens up with Tun eating and waiting for the train. He gets on with an evil look in his eye and threatens the accounting department. We then go to Retsuko on her train to work. She gets to work and Feneko warns her about something, which turns out to be Tun smiling and acting happily towards everyone, which is a result of him getting in trouble. Everyone is freaked out by Tun's personality today. Retsuko brings him a cup of tea and she gets a thank you for once. He suspects her of being the one who told the boss. The crew agrees to go to the office drinking party. Haida gets there late. Tun apologizes to Retsuko about how she's been treated, while blaming how he acted to how he got treated in his younger days. Retsuko also apologizes for getting stuff wrong. She mentions the CEO by accident. Tun knows she ratted him out and gets pissed. It turns out to be a karaoke party. Tun gets on the mic first and calls out Retsuko. Everyone cheers for him. Retsuko jumps on the mic. She doesn't say anything, so Tun goes again against Retsuko. Retsuko finally grabs the mic and has her turn. She absolutely destroys him with the crowd behind her. Tun faints from Retsuko's song. That's how it ends. Everyone fainted, actually. Episode 8. If anyone tries to remember the night before the karaoke party, Retsuko knocks them out. The only one who remembers her, Gori, gets her heart broken and cries about it to Retsuko and Washimi. She then sleeps at Retsuko's place for the night. Tsunoda invites Retsuko to a singles mixer. They're at the party. Everyone seems to be having fun except Retsuko and Risasuke. They both add each other on a messaging app. They talk there because the party is too loud. They start having fun talking. Retsuko also gets drunk. She kind of passes out. She then goes and throws up in the bathroom. Risasuke goes and checks up on her, and Retsuko looks like to be falling for him. That's how the episode ends. Episode 9 opens up with Retsuko and her alarm going off. She wakes up with a hangover, obviously. Haida still has his crush on Retsuko, which makes it even more awkward that she has a crush on Risasuke. Tunpao is on work on her desk, and she's not phased as she's in love, and hears wedding bells, lol. She goes to karaoke that night with Gori and Washimi to spill the beans about her love interest. Risasuke's friends tried to convince him to ask Retsuko out. He does end up asking her out. The next morning on the train to work, they agree on a Sunday at 10 a.m. at the train station. They decide to go at an amusement park. They seem to have fun. He's crazy oblivious to certain things, like her asking to sit down and have food because she's hungry. She's cold, and he does not give her her jacket. She goes to gossip with the girls and doesn't want to sing. What he was oblivious about, her feet hurt, so she wanted to sit down. She was starving, so she wanted to eat. That's how the episode ends. Episode 10 opens up with the girls at karaoke without Retsuko. It's not the same without her. Retsuko is super happy, and a lot of people notice. Haida notices Retsuko is dating someone and gets upset for waiting too long to ask her out. The girls try and convince Retsuko that the guy is oblivious to everything, but she doesn't want to believe it. She brings him shopping, and he's obviously not paying attention to her enough. She starts feeling angry about it. Tun gets angry when a few people call in sick, so he tells everyone, especially Retsuko, to work hard, but also tells her that she's basically useless right now. He buckles down and works like a... He buckles down and works like crazy. Tun and Retsuko have a heart-to-heart, and he warns her to start taking care of herself more. She then snaps out of her funk and gets back to work. Retsuko brings Sasuke to karaoke to show him the real her. He claps, says she's a good singer, and then they break up, from what it looked like. She goes to visit Haida in the hospital, and he kind of tries to cheer her up and tell her that he likes her. The next day at work is a completely normal day again. And that's how that episode ends, and that's the end of the season. So yeah, I thought overall was a pretty good show. I'm going to be doing reviewing of season 2, 3, and 4. And there's also a Christmas special between season 1 and 2. I'll probably be starting with the Christmas special and then go into season 2 in the next episode. Yeah. I definitely recommend it if you're into not childish animes, because it's not really meant to be towards children. It's meant to be towards like teenagers with the heavy metal singing and the work related stuff. It's definitely not for everyone. If I'd have to rate it on like a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10, maybe a 7. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's review. If you like the video, please leave a like down below. Also leave a comment if you've watched this or not. Please subscribe if you haven't already. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.